my mentor, Mr. Anil Chopra, for giving his views and observations on the budget.
Chairman CBDT, Mr. Mody, Joint Secretary, Mr. Varshney, Sanjay Agarwal, President PhD, Pradeep Multani, Senior VP PhD, past presidents, distinguished dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. After the pandemic, there is a new catchphrase, the new normal. For this government, seeing what is superb has become the new normal. This big bang budget has received wide acclaim, which it richly deserves. Over the past few months, we had heard that there were some governments of well-known countries who were spending a larger proportion of their GDP as part of their stimulus packages as compared to us. But we are conscious that there was resource limitation. And once again, it is also clear that our government has strategically timed its actions for the best interest of the nation. There have been mini budgets, other schemes, and that has all culminated in the present budget, which is perhaps the icing for the moment on the cake. Focus on health, well-being, physical and financial capital, inclusive development of aspirational India, minimum government and maximum governance, human capital development, focus on R&D are all praiseworthy. There is much for many in this budget, be it capital outlays, focus on infra, health, environment, ease of doing business, foreign investment, DFIs, agriculture, village and rural India, and others. The budget extends its plans to space and the ocean. It is a budget to make India and its people proud. Disinvestment, monetizing assets, borrowing to finance the plans is all in the right direction. We cannot be restricted by normal norms of fiscal deficit as per the needs of the moment. There is ease of business. Decriminalization has been mentioned. Simplification in Companies Act has been mentioned for a very large proportion of the companies as so-called smaller companies. And then there are one-person companies, which also has extensive provisions and plans for convenience of the people to do business. There will be a boost to the economy. There will be a boost for every Indian, and there will be a boost to make India proud. Sir, on tax, my colleagues have already touched. No change in tax rate, no COVID cess. I have had the good fortune and privilege to be practicing in the tax matters for perhaps 4 decades or a bit more, including extensively the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. I may share with you, sir, a positive response, and we had discussed this with you when faceless assessment and appeals were simply on the anvil. And we had said that our chamber is all for it. We had even noted that in some quarters there was some resistance to this change. And you had said, yes, please let it be known to your members and others as to what are the advantages. We have done that and we have seen the advantage. Sir, I must report to you that in faceless assessments, the orders that are coming are very fair. So these have been duly processed in a just and fair manner. These words of justice and fairness are paramount. And our finance minister started by laying down the principles of the budget on tax matters, including what is just and fair, what will promote investment, what will promote employment. Our chamber has always sought compliance, and we do not hesitate to tell members and others about this. We have also always advocated widening of the tax base. We cannot increase tax rates. You have not done so in the best interest of the country, but it is widening which is needed. And whatever fine-tuning is being done and will continue to be done to take non-compliance to task and to gather information with technology for widening of the tax net. And I will not speak at length for the moment because of paucity of time. That is, of course, very close to your heart and to our heart. And we are there to give any cooperation or assistance in this matter. Sir, implementation. When we speak to you, when we speak to Mr. Varshney, when we speak to many of the seniors, we feel completely energized and encouraged that the nation is in safe hands and the right thing is being done. What is just and fair, what is transparent, that is being done. There is a base being made with increasing positivity for the future for tax matters. And that will encourage compliance. But the difficulties have been in the field, and what we are hoping now that through faceless, through specializations of functionalities, through accountability, through transparency, through efficiencies, that faceless assessments and appeals, including in the Honorable Income Tax Tribunal, will be an asset to the nation, to taxpayers, and to all concerned. We could also mention, this was touched, that some of our suggestions year after year, sir, one day we would be very happy to give you even a compilation that we make from PhD have even this year been accepted, apart from general, but we have been seeking increase in tax audit subject to certain conditions, which you have duly kept on the statute. And we had also sought increase in annual receipts, which has also been done this year. To me, one of the biggest ones is reduction in the time limit for reopening of assessments. Certainty, finality, and that too with checks and balances, due approvals, due reason to believe, due material, 3 or 10 years as the case may be in accordance with the conditions which are prescribed. These are welcome. And the department's interest will be covered by, you are already covering it, by faceless assessment and faceless appeal. And even appeal has a right to go into other aspects. So if the process is done well at the first instance, there is no call for a second review or reassessment. And that is what you have very wisely and kindly brought on the statutes. Everybody's resource and time will be saved. And certainly there is elimination of hardship to that extent for the citizen. Reduction in litigation. Steadily, we have seen things being done, direct and indirect tax, but for the moment, we are talking direct tax. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, 85,000 crores. It is a big success. It's a clear scheme. You go in for it. You know what the conditions are. But now, sir, settlement commission is being removed. Dispute resolution committee is being set up. It is not possible to be arithmetically precise in such forums, which the scheme could be, such as VSV, vis-a-vis its conditions and applicability. But we would only plead and urge that in this dispute resolution committee, they may please act as per your guidance to them, which is in an efficient, transparent, accountable manner, eliminating human interface to the extent possible with the use of technology, dynamic jurisdiction in all these matters, functional specialization, economies of scale, all these will come in. But if the dispute is sure and quick and fair, more will go in for it. Of course, the best resolution of dispute is for assessees to comply and all concerned not to let the dispute happen in the first instance. If it is just and fair, it should not happen. But if some person takes a view which is perhaps one-sided, either side, then these dispute resolution committees may not be as effective as you would wish them to be, and we would wish them to be. So the limit of 50 lakhs and 10 lakhs, I understand maybe you are making a beginning, but they will not be VSV again soon. Settlement commission is gone. In due course, when you deem appropriate, then these limits should be increased, please. If A can go for that relief, B should also be eligible to go for that relief. Certainly, the small, medium assessee is, let him start with this, but let it also travel to larger sums, again, in everybody's best interest. VSV had no limits. So we got 45,000 crores. I do not want to keep saying all the good work that has been done, which is being done, but I sincerely appreciate it. Even in the budget, there is point after point for ease of business, for rationalizing, for extending deductions. And these details are known to all of us, and more than us, certainly to you. Even slump sale being tax neutral on an exchange is highly appreciated. Extensions for startups, affordable housing, other criteria, these are all there. Dividends, advance tax rationalization, benefits for infra, benefits for foreign investors, benefits for IFSC. There is matter after matter. Non-residents, removal of hardship on retiring non-resident coming back to his home country. They are all going to be delighted. So thank you very much. Today is not the time as per my time allocation and in your august presence for detail. But as always, we will sincerely endeavor to make a detailed point-by-point memorandum and to send it to you and your very able team. Thank you.